Not so long ago, I ended up finishing doing some hardcore professional gaming, and then after that, I decided to go and lay down until I remember that the live action One Piece trailer actually came out. So I ended up getting back up, sitting back down in my ultimate gamer chair, and decided to go watch it, which I did, and now I'm gonna go and talk about it. So this is very different than most live action animes because most of the time, if those two words are combined, most people just run away immediately. They go the opposite direction as fast as possible. They cover their eyes and they cover their ears and they just don't want to hear anything about it. And people have that reaction for all the right reasons because most of the time when a live action anime come out, it is absolutely bad. It usually goes comically wrong and it's basically just known to be just made fun of for the rest of eternity. No one actually goes and watch one of these live action shows because they want to. They rather watch it because one, it first came out, or two, they want to go and make a video or make content on it. No normal dude is watching that. And that's because most of them are usually extremely bad. But this one is very different because the actual creator of One Piece, the person who made it, is actually heavily involved in the creation of this, and they don't really make any decisions without his permission. And he's on the sets and he's seeing what's going on. I think it's crazy that all live action stuff aren't like that at all. You know, I think if you're gonna adapt an anime into a live action TV show, you should actually get one, the person who made the anime, and two, the author of the manga. They should be there on set to make sure everything is going right. With that news, a lot of people were more positive about it, and they were really excited to see what's going on. And when the trailer ended up coming out, very surprisingly, the reaction was 50-50. You have some people saying that it's the best thing of all time, and they absolutely nailed it, it's perfect, and I have other people who say it's still absolutely terrible, it's not going to look good at all. And 95% of the time, when the opinions are that drastically different from each other, that usually means you just got an extremely mediocre product. So first, the trailer, my opinion about it, it's okay. It looks better than most live action anime that we got right now, but that's also not really something you should be proud of. Most live action anime are not good at all, so it's really not that hard to beat. Basically number one in like the losers bracket. No one really cared that much, but hey, at least you did better than the one guy who barely even tried. Now, let me talk about some positives first before I go to negatives. And I truly really only have two good things about this series to say. One, the set actually looks really nice. Now, I don't know if this is true because I ended up seeing this on Twitter and then I was like, oh, well, Twitter guys say it and you know how accurate people are there, so it must be true. All the boats and stuff are basically made in real life. Like, people came together and go and build them. They're not CGI, which I could see because the boats do look really nice. So that's one good thing. All the live action stuff and all the actual built stuff look really good. And I also say the character designs are also nice. You know, there were some people saying that the characters don't really match their designs that much, but I think whoever picked up the actors to act these characters did a very good job. I think this is the closest you can get to these One Piece characters because as we all know, the characters in One Piece look absolutely goofy. And I could imagine if they were humans and they were people in real life, this is kind of how they're going to look like. Those are the only two good things I have about the trailer. Everything else about it is not good at all. Now let me talk about the main issue. It's something that no matter how much copium you want to huff, and it can be medical grade copium, you have to accept this. It has to be the CGI. At the end of the trailer, Luffy ended up doing one of his gum pistols, one of his very powerful punches, and it looked bad. It straight up was like PS2 level graphics. It was like baby's first CGI. It looked absolutely terrible. And even in the trailer, they ended up showing that weird fish thing. He also looked really bad. He looked so disgusting and weirdly greasy for some weird reason. And they didn't even show the little dog thing. I don't even remember his name. But they didn't show that guy, which I absolutely fear if he's actually going to be in the show because he's going to be completely CG. It does not look great. The trailer, when they start using CG, it hurts to see. Like, I physically took battle damage from watching it. It is extremely rough. But other than that, that's basically the trailer. If I have to rate it a score 1 through 10, if people actually care about it, it's a good 6. I am actually interested in this one as the last live action thing that Netflix ended up releasing, which was Cowboy Bebop. I didn't really care about it because one, I never watched Cowboy Bebop, which I know is something you just shouldn't say because most anime fans who are like 1,000 years old, they'll be like, this is one of the best animes ever made. And you know what? You're probably right. It probably is one of the best animes ever made. But to be honest, I just really just don't care enough to go and watch it. But now let me talk about one issue and something that I see a lot of people talk about is that just this whole live action anime thing in general. I truly don't think anime can work in live action. Let me not say I don't think it could work. It's just very hard. Because let me tell you, the two main problems that I feel like anyone is instantly gonna get hit with when they try to turn anime live action. Problem number one, let's just be honest. Let's take off the rose-tinted glasses. Anime is just extremely cringe. The characters act really weird, and they just don't act like real people. So most of the time, if you try to adapt an anime into live action, you have to drastically change it so it can actually be watchable. Like, just think about any anime. Let me use Demon Slayer, for example. That's something that a lot of people have watched. It's extremely mainstream, and even people who aren't really into anime probably watch Demon Slayer. So think about one of the scenes and imagine real people acting it. Word from word, just like the anime, like they take one of the fight scenes, and instead of the anime characters doing it, it's real people. That's gonna look extremely bad. It's going to be cringe. Okay, you're gonna have people screaming 24/7. Basically what I'm trying to say is, because I know I'm explaining this extremely badly, trying to adapt the anime into live action and you don't change anything is basically like, imagine if a bunch of Mr. Beast clones did a collab with each other. It's gonna be people screaming at the top of their lungs, trying to be the center of attention. It's gonna be absolutely terrible. And problem number two easily has to just be anime powers in general. It is very hard to like show anime powers in CG. Let me just use Demon Slayer as an example again, since I already bring it up. Imagine a Demon Slayer live action fight. That's just gonna look really dumb. You're either gonna have to, one, put absolutely stupid amount of money, and I mean like millions upon millions of dollars into CG so it can look good. It may not even look good, because I know this live action One Piece has a lot of money putting into it. Like, this isn't something extremely cheap, and that CGI for Luffy's special attack still looks absolutely horrendous. Most trailers will usually show like some of the best things and something that they're very proud of. So if that's like something that they think is trailer worthy, I am extremely worried for the rest of the anime. But hey, you know, the creator of One Piece is on it, so there actually is a chance where this one may actually be better. I don't think we're ever going to get a live action anime that's going to be very successful and a lot of people are going to like overwhelmingly agree that is good, but I do think your live action anime can be decent. That's probably the highest you can ever get, is just being okay. Maybe live action anime will work in the future. I don't really see it. For some weird reason, a lot of companies are just very obsessed of trying to turn like 2D animated things live action. Anyway, my name is Lua. You have a good day or night. See ya.